Compassion is the ability to feel somebody else's suffering.
It was a father's definition of compassion. He once drove Jeremy Richmond to form a foundation in the name of his 6-year-old daughter, Avielle, a first grader whose life was cut short in the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting.
The Avielle Foundation is really the first and only nonprofit organization that's focused on preventing violence and building compassion through neuroscience research.
In the wake of his sudden death, which has now been ruled a suicide, another father and his son were moved to take Richmond's message of compassion and run with it.
To show how the ripple effects of these kind of tragedies and how we can never really forget them.
What happened to Jeremy was just unspeakable, and it was important for me to support him.
Rob Friedman's the head of sponsorship and event marketing for John Hancock, who's made the Boston Marathon a family affair for more than 20 years.
Being right on the finish line every year, or sometimes I've run it, or sometimes my sisters run it.
Down to his last available charity bib, Friedman knew he wanted it to go to the Avielle Foundation. The only question was who would run on such short notice.
My first thought was my son Dan, because he's in perpetual great shape, marathon shape, and I called him up and I said, told him my idea, and asked him, what do you think? And he said, Dad, I'm in. I'll do this.
Given 2.5 weeks to train and fundraise for a marathon most spend months prepping for, Dan's taking the sprint to the start line in stride, with Jeremy and Avielle on his mind.
I don't know necessarily what kind of marathon shape I'm in or not. I think because of what it's for and the meaning behind it, you know, that really helps with kind of just all I got to do is put one foot in front of the other.
Given how little time is left before the marathon, the Friedmans don't know how much money they're going to be able to raise by crowdfunding, but they say raising awareness for the Avielle Foundation is equally important.